times it seemed like they were both far too firm in their positions to convince one or the other that he was wrong, but high level shinobi can tell what the other is thinking from just fighting each other. That's why, when the battle is over, Sasuke is asking Naruto questions that Naruto claims he already knows the answer to. He's already seen it, he just doesn't understand it. Speaking from a pure writing perspective, this is a pretty great reason to have people fight outside of proving who is stronger than the other. And the power system itself helps you get a better understanding of what your opponent is thinking. Within the context of Naruto and Naruto Shippuden, Naruto does think that his first point sort of ties into the Neji was right idea that a lot of people have, but Naruto broke Obito. Naruto even thinks this makes it super org, saying Obito isn't the one who's going to be power. Life is messy.
Let's go. Let me at him. Hang tough. No. Don't let your guard down. Take this. Call me at your will. I'll take it from you. Later. Let me at him. Hang tough. Super attack. Frying pan.
Oh.
See you later. I'll take it from you. You on the side. All right, I'm ready. Too weak. Frying pan. Catch your defense. Should be ready now. See ya. See ya. Get him. Got it.
See you later.
Let's go. Let me out. Hang tough. I'll help you.
Super mini tail.
Too slow. Lava style. Scorching rocks jutsu. I won't let you.
See you later.
All set.
See you later.
Now! Wind style! Rasen Shuriken!
All right, I'm ready. See you later.
Right here! This is it! Yeah! Hang
See you
tight.
later.
Let you go! Yeah,
See you
hang
later.
tight. I won't let you go! Interesting.
This is it.
On the side.
See you later.
I won't let you run. Sink. Fill up on me.
Take this. See you later. See you later.
Take this.
See you later.
I'll help you. Too slow. Get him. The victor has been decided.
All right, I'm ready.
Do it. Round 2. Begin.
Super mini tail beast bomb.
I'll help you. Lava style. Yeah. Scorching rocks jutsu. Line right. Let's go. Hey. Right. Yeah. See ya. Here we go. I'll help you. Lava style. Scorching rocks jutsu. Here we go. Call me at your will.
Here I go, Kurama. All right, I'm ready.
Oh, I shot that nigga out the game. Right there.
All set. I'll help you. Lava style. Scorching rocks jutsu. Hey. Ha. Sight.
Time's up.
Try this! I'll bring the flow to the very last drop!
All right, I'm ready. Too slow.
I'll help you. Don't let your guard down.
Too slow.
Go! Lava style. Scorching rocks. Jutsu.
Here we go.
Got it.
Super mini tail beast bomb.
The victor has been decided.
The victor has been decided.
Me and Kurama, the ultimate tag team, won't lose to anyone.
Facts.
now there's 85% more tide in every powder pot.
I should go for a run today,
Should I go
but it
for
looks
a
like it could rain.
Save on Epic Rain Jack.
Which is probably why Pain was able to pin him down in the first place, considering we just saw a Chakra second fight with Naruto. I'm not naming the Sasuke had the other. Speaking from a pure writing perspective, this is a pretty great reason that Naruto claims he already knows the answer to. He's already seen it, he just doesn't understand it. Speaking from a pure writing perspective, this is a pretty great reason to have people fight outside of proving who is stronger than the other, when the power system itself helps you get a better understanding of what your opponent is thinking. If Naruto literally going against destiny to break the cycle of hatred between Indra and Ashura doesn't prove Neji was wrong, then I don't know what will. So this is just one way that I think Naruto broke Naruto. I'm gonna have to cut this section short because I think if I get too far into it, I'll be explaining this fight and why it's so great for like an hour. So let's switch gears to something a little less narrative focused. Another way Naruto broke Naruto. Naruto being Pain. This may not sound all that crazy, and I mean, especially now with all the super strong opponents we've been introduced to since Pain's demise, but Naruto beating Pain is really kind of insane. Even when taking into account a lot of the context surrounding the fight, like Naruto having tons of help and the intel he gathered. I see this only as Naruto using things at his disposal in order to fight someone, but I know other people look at it differently. But let's just establish a few things about Pain. Pain took out the entire village.
I'll
He
show you
fought every
despair,
Konoha shinobi, excluding
rage,
Light Guy and a few
my
others, and he
darkness.
won the fight.
You're a
Kakashi,
failure as a
Tsunade,
ninja.
the Anbu, everyone else got beat by Pain, and then he blew the village away. I've made this comparison before, but this is essentially the same thing as just defeating 1/5 of the Shinobi Alliance, which is a pretty crazy perspective shift that I don't think a lot of people consider. While I do think it's a lot more impressive, someone else also did this that people hold in a very high regard, that being Madara. Don't mistake my words here. I'm not saying that Pain is as strong as Madara or even approaching his power. I'm just saying, look at the type of people that can pull off a feat of this nature. Pain comes in, not only does he do that, he shows the ability to heal his unalived and broken bodies. He can spam summonings. He's got the strongest ocular powers. He's firing missiles. He's fighting Jiraiya one-on-one in Sage Mode. Every sign of a legitimate, broken, strong fighter belongs to Pain. And Naruto still beat bro. Pain made a planetary devastation to capture a rampaging Naruto, and that
You're a
still didn't
failure
work.
as a ninja.
Before you get on about how this is the Nine Tails, it doesn't matter. Naruto has the Nine Tails the entire series. What I'm trying to establish here is that the status quo changes drastically when Pain comes into the fold. Think of it as another wall being put up to a height that you didn't even think was reachable previously. And instead of climbing that wall, Naruto just breaks it down. Just think of some of the things Naruto did to Pain. Pain launches an almighty push at him and he stops it and forces the recoil back onto him, sending Pain flying away.
People are counting on
I
me for all
also
sorts
want
of
to
things.
point out something
So I
that
won't
no
mess
one
up.
ever really does.
You're a
It's the fact
failure
that
as a ninja.
when Pain actually beat Naruto and pinned him to the ground, Naruto wasn't in Sage Mode anymore, which is probably why Pain was able to pin him down in the first place, considering we just saw a Chakra Rod literally break on Naruto's skin while he was in Sage Mode. And we're told Sage Mode gives you an extreme amp to your durability when Naruto falls on this spike at Mount Miyaboku. No one ever really likes to give Naruto his props when it comes to that. I'm not saying that Sage Naruto would have just completely negated what Pain was about to do, but it would have been significantly harder for him to do so. Naruto even asked the Diva Path while he's being held by the Predator Path, "You think you can hurt me? I'm in Sage Mode, you idiot, now my turn." But then he starts getting the chakra drained from his body, and Pain does admit that his senjutsu is a bother. I'll reiterate again, this doesn't explicitly mean Naruto is like pain proof or something, but it should put into perspective that when he's in Sage Mode, the difference in their powers isn't all that crazy. I'll also recognize here and now that, of course, when the Diva Path pinned pin Naruto down and Naruto is out of safety mode, that is Naruto's fault. You can't really blame Pain for capitalizing on it. I'm just mentioning if he was in safety mode, it would have gone down differently. Even after Planetary Devastation, Naruto engages with Pain again in Taijutsu while he's in Sage mode, and he wins before it goes off and he stabs himself with the Chakra Rod and makes a Rasen Shuriken, both of which are things that either disturb your chakra or lose a lot of it. Obviously, though Pain is the key here and gets used in Planetary Devastation, but I'm just saying. This is also on top of Naruto learning full Sage modes in a total of like 2 or 3 days, so just keep that in mind. This is what breaking the verse is all about. Pain peaking status quo and Naruto shatters the verse. I think it's worth noting that from this point forward, Naruto battles all contain the craziest things. I mean, right after this, we cut the Sasuke building and he's fighting the leaders of the while evolving his new Susanoo further and further. And it gets to the point where bro straight up ends the future leader of the League building. Naruto's creation of the Rasen Shuriken is something that needs to be studied. Let's first talk about the base. This is a giant ball of chakra that spins violently from places attack buttons. But in Naruto's hands, someone with a crazy chakra supply, this beast becomes something like a human-tailed beast. So much so that Naruto's Rasengan are fated to create impacts like small meteors. So that's already pretty crazy. Then add a chakra nature on top of that. You get a wind-style Rasengan. Is the fighting about a physical thing? No. People think the Rasen Shuriken is the result of putting the wind nature in the Rasengan, but that isn't the case. As you can see here, Naruto can do a wind-style Rasengan with almost his power. When Naruto does this, his jutsu actually goes up to the level of Kakashi's Rasengan, or maybe even a little bit further considering you're burning Kakashi in. Then we take this to the next section with the Rasen Shuriken. The Rasen Shuriken can completely sever someone's chakra network, and according to Tsunade, the effect is more like poison than physical trauma. It damages on a cellular level. As attacks go, it's incredibly minute. She said it shapes the wind chakra into an armada of tiny swords and systematically attacks every cell in the body. I'll just show everyone what it did to Kakuzu real quick. Now you see the result here. It's bad for sure, but at least this time the Rasen Shuriken had some drawbacks, where the same symptoms seen in Kakuzu's arm were also seen within Naruto's hand. However, after getting saved, Naruto also Heroku's jutsu, so this weakness becomes null and void. You can now expand it after it's stroke to cover an even larger area. Then don't even get me started on those people now. You put just about every chakra nature based ticket inside into it, and you can now spam it without the drawbacks. Obviously, a jutsu like this can't be allowed to run rapid, so naturally, opponents had to either become durable enough or hacked out enough to not immediately get negated. So once again, Naruto broke Naruto.
We can do this. Yes, I'll go
Take this!
Hours of work for you. All the right parts of the
I'll end you with this.
Safarian mode embodies this concept completely.
8 trigrams,
It's
64
complete and
pawns.
utter abuse of power system. So once you get a jutsu like jutsu now,
Leave
you
it to
put
me.
just about every
Final
chakra
round.
nature based ticket
Begin.
in Kaito into these,
Trigrams,
and you can now spam it without the drawbacks. Obviously, a jutsu like this can't be allowed to run rapid, so naturally, opponents have to either become durable enough or maxed out enough to not immediately get negated. So once again, Naruto broke Naruto's use of Baryon mode embodies this concept. It's complete and utter abuse of a power system, even if it does come with a massive drawback. Kurama combining his and Naruto's chakra ability is similar to nuclear fusion is absolutely insane, and it's a whole new type of power up. Kurama says
It's
the other
over.
modes like Six Fast Sage mode and KCM are modes that involve taking chakra that you acquire from elsewhere and just using it. But Baryon mode is a completely different beast. The raw materials to create this energy, Kurama's and Naruto's chakra, both get consumed until they completely run out. The very existence of this form had people wondering if it was a Kurama exclusive.
What do you think of when you watch that movie? I see a calmness.
You definitely have nothing to talking about. How many times did Meth Curry beat LeBron this year? You're definitely a LeBron hater. Stay mad. You're definitely broke. And you definitely have an Android.
Exclusive, or if other tailed beasts could do it with their host, it consumed. But Baryon mode is a completely different beast. The raw materials to create this energy, Kurama's and Naruto's chakra, both get consumed until they completely run out. The very existence of this form had people wondering if it was a Kurama exclusive or if other tailed beasts could do it with their host as well. Not to mention, Naruto used this form to absolutely decimate what was the top of the verse at this point in time.
Right.
And although he didn't win the fight in the end due to stamina loss, he still got to embarrass Ishiki and prove that he was stronger outside of that. Until the introduction of, and I kid you not, an actual god in the verse, Naruto was the strongest in this form. It's up for debate whether or not he's stronger than current Boruto or Damon, but the point still stands. Even though it's not Naruto, the series is called Naruto Next Generation, so I'm counting it as breaking Naruto. I've already made a video about how ungodly large the amount of chakra Naruto has is, but one thing I didn't touch on in that video is applications of that absurd chakra supply. One of the things you hear the least in all of Naruto, manga or anime, is that Naruto himself is out of chakra. And that's just because it rarely happens.
Right.
Even if Naruto is to share his chakra with over 10,000 people, he's not going to be running low. And in fact, he's still got more than enough to still be stronger than all of those 10,000 people combined. Even if Naruto does start to run low on chakra, he literally has a chakra battery pack in his back pocket at all times with Kurama. This is something I mentioned in the intro, but Jiraiya literally says to Naruto, almost word for word, that he just has so much chakra there's no need to focus on learning precise control, since he can just learn jutsu that only require large chakra amounts, like the summoning jutsu. Let's also talk about how, for most of the time, people thought when Naruto kicked Madara's Truth Seeker orb away, it was due to a new immunity thanks to Six Path Sage Mode. But it's actually just because of the massive amount of chakra he has, as stated in the data book. Naruto's giant chakra supply also might be why he was able to learn Sage Mode as quickly as he did. Paw states that you need a fairly massive chakra supply. In order to learn it. And we know Naruto didn't use any of the Nine Tails chakra whenever he learned Sage Mode, as he didn't even try that until later on into the War Arc. Now, at this point, you might be thinking, did Six make this video just to glaze Naruto?
The
The answer is
power of
yes.
my eyes and my jutsu is all for
Dang
revenge.
it! Dang it!
That's some bad luck.
The WWE releases have not stopped yet, and they continue on into this weekend with the biggest name of them all now released from WWE. Matt Riddle released from World Wrestling Entertainment before Friday Night SmackDown this weekend. Matt Riddle said this on social media. He broke this news before the dirt sheets got to it and said this, and I quote, "Just wanted to inform everyone that I'm no longer with WWE. Thank you for the memories and opportunities. Also, thank you to all the fans for the support and love you give me every time I go out to the ring. See you all soon." End quote. Matt Riddle has a 90-day non-compete clause. He will not be eligible to do anything until the end of the year. And then he will be free to do whatever he wants. His release was announced on Twitter, and his release comes after an airport incident at JFK Airport here in New York City, where he claimed that a police officer sexually assaulted him. Now, Riddle did include a photo of the police officer and then later deleted the post on Instagram. Police then said that they were unaware of such an incident. And TMZ reported that they were called because someone was causing a disturbance while deflating. Now, while all this was happening, WWE crew and roster members were getting back into the pits in India. You gotta remember, WWE held their superstar spectacle in India not too long ago. Police say that Reynolds' plane led to an internal investigation into the matter. Riddle had appeared on the last two episodes of Monday Night Raw. There were reports that he wasn't feeling well. WWE didn't really want to let the captain out of bed. Probably knew that he was no longer going to be with the company. Anyway, he didn't appear on the last episode of Raw, and there were questions about his continued company even then. He confirmed his exit in a post on Twitter, like a Joe. As an update on this situation, Matt Riddle wasn't around backstage in WWE. Says showing off that. Former tag team champion Matt Riddle was never planned for his One source that we spoke to says Spike Lee said that the rumor likely emerged from outdated information and that he was never in the creative plans for the show. Riddle has been alleging that an officer at JFK Airport sexually assaulted him.
Already. Heavenly Hancock!
Today's resources, you are shared tomorrow. Communities and businesses continue to grow, so that our but our resources
You're as enchanted in a million.
So long from here. For the future. Aramco.
Playtime's over.
Leading to an internal investigation by the Port Authority Police. Riddle was removed from the September 11th law and taken off the road from WWE. He was never planned for a return. Says Spiteful claim that Riddle was not factored into immediate creative plans.
Begin!
He was doing some grappling training for and was spirit before his WWE release. However, one WWE higher up said that Burns took too many chances while with pro wrestling.
Heavenly
This news does not shock me at all.
Allow me to break
Number
through.
one. Number two, I'm actually quite sad for Matt Riddle. I am.
Let's go.
He is a walking PR nightmare for WWE.
Burn it all away.
Obviously, he was under the influence and needed to go to rehab. And his antics outside of WWE, his behavior outside of WWE. First of all, let's go back to even before he went to rehab. He was blown up in the Me Too movement. That wasn't for drug abuse and alcohol abuse. For Matt Riddle's release from WWE. I'm not sitting here telling you that I hate Matt Riddle or I'm disappointed in Matt Riddle. I'm saying that. WWE gave him chance after chance after chance. And he burned through every single one of them. Matt Riddle has the potential to be an absolute fucking legend if he wants to.
The burdens you and I bear are completely different.
He's absolutely fantastic. As far as what he does in the ring.
The victor has been decided.
Cut that nigga with the
He will
3
get
times.
nowhere under the situation that he's in right now. He will get nowhere
It's
with
just
the
too easy.
behavioral issues
Guess
as
I'm
they
just too
sit
strong.
right now. WWE was not going to stand for this, especially if the merger with UFC was just finalized a week and a half ago. They're going to want to cut ties with anybody and everybody that is going to make the company look bad. This is just not WWE anymore. This is now WWE and UFC. Whatever happens in WWE, behavior problems, PR problems, it's going to be a reflection on UFC now. So now everybody, if they didn't have to be on their best behavior, they have to be on even better behavior now because Ari Emanuel's the boss. And Ari Emanuel's not going to stand for this shit. Now, I see some rumor going around about Dana White not being a fan of Matt Riddle. I know Dana White is...
No, haven't gotten Damian Lillard ass. Dog, nigga. Say what you gotta say, bro. Hey, chat, smash the like button. Shout out to DC Stole. Shout out DC Stole $100 for the cash up there. No, salute. Can I read my donation, bro? Yeah, congratulations on 29K. Oh yeah, salute everybody. Yeah, 29K. Hey, Nari, what you got on this shit, man? So what's going on? Do you believe what Slick Rick saying that Jimmy Butler is not a top 30 player in this league? He ain't in the top 50. Let's go higher than that.
The future ahead of you is your death.
He's not going to be a man. That's it.
It's in the morning, they better board. No extra paranoid, the day's destroyed. As I came back.
Stole game one at Golden State Chase Arena. Shout out to Anthony Davis. He is the best player when he lost in his Lakers. I want to give him a shout out. His defense tonight, especially his energy, especially in the first half, was unbelievable. He was giving Looney the business. Like I said that Looney cannot guard Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis rebounding. His ability to shut down the paint was unbelievable tonight. Anthony Davis dominated. He is the best player on the Los Angeles Lakers team. And I believe the Lakers go all the way to win the championship. Anthony Davis has to continue to do this on a night-to-night basis. Don't let LeBron Sexton tell you otherwise. That's you know, free throws. The Lakers get on the free throws. The Lakers got over what 26 free throws tonight.
Let's go, brother.
You know how good that is. But you gotta understand this shit too. When you jacking up damn near 33, when you hit not putting no pressure to the rim, and when you had the Lakers, especially in the first half, throughout the whole totality of the game, was trading 2 to 3. And they was putting pressure on the rim, and you're gonna get foul calls. Lakers gonna get foul calls. And I think Lakers with the free throw line 29 times. So if you are the Lakers
Too slow.
they put pressure on the rim. So LeBron James attacked the rim at times. Anthony Davis dominated the paint. Let the closeouts as well. You get to the rim.
Right here. Right here.
So the Lakers did a great job of that. Put pressure on him. Definitely to the word in the first half. Jack up 33 in the first half and not put no pressure on the rim in place. The only guy I could say that quickly put pressure on the rim was Andrew Wiggins and Steph Curry. Steph Curry had a bad game tonight in the fourth quarter. He just cooking. But I love the Golden State Warriors chances. I love the adjustments that Steve Kerr made because without Big Steph Curry in every off-ball action, especially when Steph Curry trying to run out the split action, the double drag, pulling up the pivot and basically swatting Steph Curry. Well, you got to win Steph Curry as a two-hole ball. And that's what Steve Curry did. Steve Curry did that late in the fourth quarter, but he still did that in the second half as well. The Golden State Warriors on the show, they were putting Anthony Davis in a lot of trash as well. So Steve Kerr made an adjustment too late. But outside of that, listen, the Golden State Warriors was ruling Game 7. It took the Lakers.
Round 2.
Well, most of the time it was the free throws helped, but also took a dominant performance from Anthony Davis. Defense played well, especially in the second half, especially in the third quarter as well. And also we did a big three. It took the Lakers life and death to beat the Golden State Warriors with the 87. And I love they went small, and they went small. The Lakers had a lot of problems with it. Quick bring on Anthony Davis, and also just box out the line of that line helping them rebound. Still out Looney. That's why I said you cannot put Looney in the same lineup and step up the state. And that's what Anthony Davis was doing. And that's what the Lakers were doing too as well. They were big on Saturday. They were dragging off the beating of the rock. So you gotta listen. There's a lot of stuff. The Golden State Warriors. I love the Golden State Warriors champion. Jordan Poole, John Phillips, especially Lakers in the fourth quarter, but just especially Lakers trapped Steph Curry and gave us the ball. Jordan Poole, you don't get that. You close out, you attack the lane, and then you actually force somebody else to shoot the goddamn ball. It was a wide open look. Come on, that was two bonehead.
Why it takes so long for him to get some subs?
Steph Curry has a bad shooting night, but it's always an adjustment. I think Steph Curry is a little bit bad. He still shot 40%. That's the thing that is concerning about the Warriors. It's like Steph Curry has to play they don't have a lot of guys that typically give you these types of offenses. Klay Thompson in the first half, he was high against the he was okay. Andrew Wiggins, he only hit one three, but they shot 5 threes as well for 15 points. In the first quarter, he was good, but then the rest of the game, he threw off offensively. He lacked a run. He didn't pay attention to LeBron James, because LeBron James had a huge alley-oop to the rim. On top of that, Looney is not no offensive player as well. He's doing a great job of what he has 14 rebounds, but he's not the third match I would put it on his stage. That's why I tell you guys, I'm not putting Kevin Looney. I'm not putting Kevin Looney on no goddamn.
Game over.
What's that nigga name? I'm not putting Kevin Looney on no Anthony Davis, bro. I'm not doing that shit. Real talk. I'm not doing that shit, man. So, like I said, bro, I love the Golden State Warriors' chances. I picked the Golden State Warriors in 6 games to win this game. Steph Curry had a bad shooting night, bro. And give credit to the Lakers defense. I gotta give credit to the Lakers defense because they guarded the actions pretty well. And part of that was just running, sticking in the passing lane, being physical, and then, sagging off on the non-shooters. And they did a perfect job of doing that. Now that it's about the Golden State Warriors adjust, which I believe they will adjust. I believe Golden State Warriors will win Game 2, but if they do lose Game 2, the Golden State Warriors still won't.
The expectations being met, his team has consistently exceeded expectations way more than even Luka's teams have. More so to the point where he's made the finals twice, and in the process of doing so, he's put up great numbers. So why is it that you do not, and mind you, this year, Luka didn't even make the playoffs. So why is it that he would not be better than him in contrast to your viewpoint of Harden and Murray?
is deep.
Yeah, I think Jokic is different.
It's not even just Jokic. Like, I've seen several times this season where he's been a lot better than Houston.
First of all, Urban,
people have been, for the last 8 years, man, people have been trying to outshoot the Warriors. Like, you don't have a Steph and Clay, and you don't have...
I guess you...
Is the moment we've all been waiting for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to
Yeah, this shit get better, no cap, and we got Emma.
I don't know if that team had enough time to gel. That's obviously going to really be dogs this year. That's why we... That way, Sportsman will be back. Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. The NBA playoffs this year has definitely given us a whole bunch of jewels and a lot of things to talk about. Just really this whole NBA season in general. This is going to really be an open panel for a lot of you guys to come up. Really give me your thoughts on this playoffs, whether it's Kevin Durant and the Phoenix Suns. Obviously, that combination of players had a lot of expectation. I think those expectations were unrealistic. I don't know if that team had enough time to gel, get chemistry right, figure out a style of play. Obviously, that's a talented team that's now out the playoffs. We got the Bucks at number 1 seed. A lot of people projected them to win it all. They fall in the first round. You got the storyline of the Miami Heat that nobody's talking about. This Miami Heat team didn't just upset the number 1 seed. This Miami Heat team also has proceeded to beat the New York Knicks. The Knicks who beat a Cleveland Cavalier team that I thought they couldn't beat. So now we're talking about an 8th seed in the East that has a very legitimate chance to get to the NBA Finals. They're probably going to have a tall mountain.
People have been, for the last 8 years, man, people have been trying to outshoot the Warriors. Like, you don't want
playoffs, whether it's Kevin Durant and the Phoenix Suns. Obviously, you guys to come up, really give up, and that's a whole this whole NBA season in general. This is going to really be an open panel for a lot of you guys to come up, really give me your thoughts on this playoffs, whether it's Kevin Durant and the Phoenix Suns. Obviously, that combination of players had a lot of expectation. I think those expectations were unrealistic. I don't know if that team had enough time to gel, get chemistry right, figure out a style of play. Obviously, that's a talented team that's now out the playoffs. We got the Bucks, the number 1 seed. A lot of people projected them to win it all. They fall in the first round. You got the storyline of the Miami Heat that nobody's talking about. This Miami Heat team didn't just upset the number 1 seed. This Miami Heat team also has proceeded to beat the New York Knicks. The Knicks who beat a Cleveland Cavalier team that I thought they couldn't beat. So now we're talking about an 8th seed in the East that has a very legitimate chance to get to the NBA Finals. They're
They're probably going to have a tall mountain to climb if they face the Celtics or the Sixers. They still have a shot. And then in the West was just mayhem all year, right? I said when I say this about the Sacramento Kings, it's not to slight the Kings, but it's just the truth. The Kings were only a 3 seed because of all of the anomalies that were going on in the West. The Clippers and the injuries, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard being out so much, Lakers,
You're a failure as a
uncertainty,
ninja.
roster changes, roster imbalances, Golden State Warriors couldn't figure it out. Ton of things going on over there internally. I think the Sacramento Kings were never a true 3 seed. And so we saw a ton of imbalance in the West that put teams at the top that probably weren't necessarily top teams in any other year. And then there were a ton of teams at the bottom that were locked, loaded, ready to go and just needed time, chemistry, cohesion, and just health to make sustainable runs in the playoffs. And that's exactly what we're seeing with the Los Angeles Lakers. And, you know, I want to focus in on the Lakers because, as I've said multiple times, this is a team where people chose to take their shots. They thought this was the year. They thought this was the year where we can take our shots at LeBron James and the Lakers. We can throw our stones at them because there's no way they can come back from this type of hole. And, you know, I talk to you guys about this a lot when I say this. I said basketball has a funny way of equalizing itself, right? Teams, I said this even when the Lakers were bad. I said a team that can defend at a high level, by the end of the year, generally they rise to the top. The teams that defend are usually the cream that rises to the top. I said this early in the year. It was one of the reasons why I said it's hard for me to just count a team out that can play defense at this level. And this is even when they had Russell Westbrook. They were still one of the better defensive teams. And so a team that consistently played defense, what happened? Remember, even with the Miami Heat, this is not just predicated to the Lakers. Even with the Miami Heat, a team that consistently plays defense, they might have struggles offensively. They might have struggles over here. They might have guys like Duncan Robinson that you can't count on. But teams that consistently defend, cream rises to the top. And this is what we're seeing. And this is an error, right? This is an era where you got a whole bunch of people running around saying, "Oh, it ain't no defense being played." But yet, when we look to this playoffs, in some of the playoff games, these are low-scoring games. We're seeing a ton of defensive battles, especially that Knicks Miami series. But nobody wants to talk about that. They still want to harp on guys scoring the ball. That takes me to the Denver Nuggets series. Right? When I talk about that Denver Nuggets series, all I'm hearing over the last 48 hours, all I'm hearing is people saying, "Oh, KD choked, KD choked, KD choked, KD didn't get it done." People are just picking shots. You're just trying to throw stones at somebody while they down, and that's not even really the real reason why they lost. Like, people just want to pick up the first stone they see and throw it at the closest target that they can. And they ain't really analyzing. They ain't really looking at what's really going on. Why were the Phoenix Suns? And a lot of people were saying it going into the playoffs. I mean, you guys had the answer right there in front of you. Everybody kept saying the Phoenix Suns ain't really got no depth. They don't really have a bench. This don't look right. They really can't defend. They traded all the defenders. So y'all really had the answer. All the people that are saying that KD choked, I asked them, well, who did you pick to come out the West? Oh, we picked the Warriors, or we picked Denver, or we picked hold on. If you have all this expectation of Kevin Durant, how come you didn't pick him to come out the West? There's a reason. So we know that a lot of people taking their little shots at KD is just to throw stones because they don't like him as a player. Maybe they're still harboring resentment because they don't like his move to Golden State. So it's a ton of reasons why. And like I said yesterday, I said we're at least going to be the ones to spend at least a few hours giving Steph Curry his flowers, because while a lot of people are going to say that Clay choked or Steph choked and things like that, what did I say at the beginning of this series? I said, I don't really care how well Steph plays. They are not the better team. The Lakers were just the better team. After 3 games of this series, Golden State versus the Lakers had played 3 bad games. Versus the Golden State and the Golden State Warriors in the first 3 games, the Lakers actually played 3 bad games and they were up 2-1 in the series.
Only the first game.
That's when I said, hold on, the Warriors played incredible in game 1.
Only the first game, nah.
Sure.
Only in the first game. Nah, because you can tell.
Steve. Oh, we can't watch Curry get fucking blown the fuck out. No, this is not right.
LeBron's stat padding up. Team back. I'm fucking hates. just fucking spitting on that shit. And the rest were all free throws. So I was like, all right.
No wonder I don't feel as clean.
Here's Charmin Ultra Strong.
Ah, my bottom. Big Silk!
People have been for the last 8 years
Taking shots. You're just trying to throw stones at somebody while they down, and that's not even. I said this early in the year. It was one of the reasons why I said it's hard for me to just count a team out that can play defense at this level. And this is even when they had Russell Westbrook. They were still one of the better defensive teams. And so a team that consistently played defense, what happened? Remember, even with the Miami Heat, this is not just predicated to the Lakers. Even with the Miami Heat, a team that consistently plays defense, they might have struggles offensively. They might have struggles over here. They might have guys like Duncan Robinson that you can't count on. But teams that consistently defend, cream rises to the top. And this is what we're seeing. And this is an error, right? This is an era where you got a whole bunch of people running around saying, "Oh, it ain't no defense being played." But yet, when we look to this playoffs, in some of the playoff games, these are low-scoring games. We're seeing a ton of defensive battles, especially that Knick Miami series. But nobody wants to talk about that. They still want to harp on guys scoring the ball. That takes me to the Denver Nuggets series. Right? When I talk about that Denver Nuggets series, all I'm hearing over the last 48 hours, all I'm hearing is people saying, "Oh, KD choked, KD choked, KD choked, KD didn't get it done." People are just picking shots. You're just trying to throw stones at somebody while they down, and that's not even really the real reason why they lost. Like, people just want to pick up the first stone they see and throw it at the closest target that they can. And they ain't really analyzing. They ain't really looking at what's really going on. Why were the Phoenix Suns? And a lot of people were saying it going into the playoffs. I mean, you guys had the answer right there in front of you. Everybody kept saying the Phoenix Suns ain't really got no depth. They don't really have a bench. This don't look right. They really can't defend. They traded all the defenders. So y'all really had the answer. all the people that are saying that KD choked, I asked them, well, who did you pick to come out the West? Oh, we picked the Warriors, or we picked Denver, or we picked hold on. If you have all this expectation of Kevin Durant, how come you didn't pick him to come out the West? There's a reason. So we know that a lot of people taking their little shots at KD is just they don't like him as a player. Maybe they don't. Maybe they're still harboring resentment because they don't like his move to Golden State. So it's a tough. Actually played 3 bad games and they were up 2-1 in the series. That's when I said, hold on. The Warriors played incredible in game 1, shot the piss out of the ball, and the Lakers won. So you took the best shot. They basically, the Warriors basically wound up and threw their biggest haymaker, hit the Warriors, and then the Warriors just got up like the Incredible Hulk. Like, oh, that's how you got, just was laughing. It just proceeded to win, even though they was playing bad. And the scariest part about it with the Lakers is I don't think this is the best that we have. I think out of all the teams that made moves at the trade deadline, the Lakers had the wild card. They had the guy that is best suited for making things come together at the last minute. That's LeBron James. And not every team has a LeBron James. The Phoenix Suns didn't have a LeBron James, a player that could make everything come together and gel and work at the last minute. Right, North Sea Fellow. That's what I'm saying, North Sea Fellow. When I saw Darvin Ham smiling at LeBron after game 2, that just looked like a smile basically said, yeah, we better than this team. Like, yeah. Because the Warriors were really throwing a bunch of gimmick defenses out there. They were, and on top of the fact, they were just fouling too much. A team that fouls that much, that just tells me you can't defend
The
this
future
team.
ahead of you is
bigger than you,
your
faster
death.
than you, and more athletic. And if you're honest about it, you look at the two teams exactly how the Lakers were able to dominate the Warriors. And we know that the Lakers were a better team because who was the team scrambling from game to game making major adjustments? It was Steve Kerr and the Warriors. Oh, let's play Moses Moody this game. Oh, let's play JaMychal Green and try to space the floor. Oh, let's put Gary Payton in. Let's see how the small ball lineup works. They scrambling every game.
They were so fucking scared of Anthony Davis. It was so fucking big.
What did the Lakers do?
Nothing, right?
They played the exact same every single game.
They
That's how
the ball
you know
to
they was the
AD.
better team. So it's not surprising to me that
All you
they
have
won.
to do is get.
Nor is it surprising to me
That's when if
that the Warriors lost. Oh, we got Mingo Jester in here crying. What he saying? I ain't even see it. Right, keep it 100. Haters are just gonna hate. But see, haters. The one thing I noticed about the haters just like to pick up the first stone that they see and throw it to the closest target that they see. And they really don't want to. But they all truly know the answer. Ticket Mookie 2 are
My eyes can see
because
now.
Chris Turner.
I found the true
The
path
only
I need
reason
to
why they
follow.
mad. This is
You're
why
a
they
failure
mad.
as a ninja.
Because now they have to explain. Because they all try to pride themselves in being real basketball talking savants.
Right, yeah.
So now they have to try to explain in a basketball context without throwing too much conspiracy theory in, sounding like a weirdo. Now they're trying to explain how the Lakers found themselves in this predicament, potentially able to get to the NBA Finals after they spent the entire year hating, talking about LeBron is over, he's old, he's washed, he's not top 10. So now they trying to, and see, Ticket's already waved the white flag. See, Ticket did the smart thing. Ticket said, y'all not going to put me on this embarrassing boat to continue on this road. Like, he may get back on the road of slamming LeBron James if they lose a game to the Denver Nuggets, which is what we all expect. But Ticket waved the white flag. Quick. He started doing that last night. Well, CJ got into him. If y'all haven't heard that, CJ got into him, told him to sit
You can
down.
run if you want.
Wrong.
You're a
CJ
failure as
cooked.
a ninja.
This was CJ's moment to shine. And the crazy thing is, much trash talk Ticket had, he couldn't really say much back. Well, CJ let him have it. And see, these are the types of monsters that the LeBron James haters create when they spew so much hate. And then what happens? And then LeBron James, the greatness truly starts to shine. Slamming LeBron James if they lose a game to the Denver Nuggets, which is what we all expect. But Ticket waved the white flag. Quick. He started doing that last night. Well, CJ got into him. If y'all haven't heard that, CJ got into him, told him to sit down and everything. You was wrong. CJ cooked. This was CJ's moment to shine. And the crazy thing is, much trash talk Ticket had, he couldn't really say much back. Well, CJ let him have it. And see, these are the types of monsters that the LeBron James haters create when they spew so much hate. And then what happens? And then LeBron James, the greatness truly starts to shine. Because now, like I said, y'all just giving the LeBron James fans more ammunition. Oh, he took a team that started the season 2-10 to the Western Conference Finals, possibly to the NBA Finals. Oh, the only players doing stuff Jordan didn't do. They gonna say, this is what they're gonna start saying. They're gonna be saying, when Jordan was a 7 and 8 seed, he couldn't even get out the first round. When Jordan had a losing record and was able to get into the playoffs, he couldn't beat nobody.
Round one. Begin.
Yeah, the haters are creating new ammunition that's just gonna get thrown right back at them. But the problem is the fireballs that get thrown back at the haters is what they burn it at a higher degree. So the max is the fireball. And you can't really rebut them.
Let's go.
And the reason why they can't rebut them now is because AD ain't got hurt. AD held. Like I've been telling y'all, I'm about to drop the link. Like I've been telling y'all, I said, if y'all listen to all the hate, if y'all listen to them long enough, their true internal wish, they're hoping and praying that their true internal wish comes true. They need Anthony Davis to get hurt. All the haters. Whenever something happened with me, like AD went out with their kids, they were hoping and what were they saying? We saw videos creeping up from the haters. AD might be out for the playoffs. AD's hurt. Their hate revolves around Anthony Davis' health. That's all it is. And the Denver Nuggets, them being a 1 seed, they've been playing great basketball. But the Lakers would have been still before the fight.
Let's go.
The Lakers would have been the Nuggets team before
Take this.
I'm not going to listen to the Lakers fan base. See, the Lakers fan base, they haters in and of themselves.
Burn away.
The Lakers fan base be hating themselves. The Lakers fan base needs to stop fake. Salute to the locker room.
Let me fight.
And I want you to come up and talk about this as well, because you have a Lakers platform. You talk a lot about these Lakers. I want you to come up and talk about the Lakers fans, right? The Lakers fans did have the intestinal fortitude at the beginning of the year. They still hold the year. They still believe in their team. There's a lot of Lakers fans that completely gave up. Oh, we don't have a shot. This team is trash.
Round two.
Even after the trade, even going into the playing game. It's a lot of Lakers fans that are still bandwagon.
victor has been decided. It's not too many people that predicted this potentially happening. I'm the only one that I know who predicted the Lakers to the Western Conference Finals. And I didn't predict off my selection, even when the Lakers were 2-10. I'm the only one I know. And it had nothing to do with Russ. It had nothing to do with the guys that they had on the team. I just said, when you have LeBron and AD, it's impossible for that to carry out and work successfully if they get hurt. They got help. And they got better. We got Mahmoud, Kenny, just A-Weezy Bang. Come on now, what do you mean? What did A-Weezy Bang have to do? What are y'all talking about? Oh, Brian Larkin. Yep, fine.
Over here.
No. Who did I pick?
Be a protector for sure. Birdo style.
And I'm going to the Western Conference Finals. When I did my prediction, I said, what did I say when I did my prediction?
You've exceeded my expectations.
I said, if I'm looking at this series as a coach,
just as
this to win this series. But what did I also say, Brian Larkin? I said, if the Lakers play to the level that they can play, they should win this series. I said, basketball-wise, X&O-wise, hey, look, I'm not a Laker fan. I have a voice. And when I picked the Lakers, I said, what did I say? I said, my basketball pick.
What? Come on.
See, I'm not a Laker fan. It was y'all Laker fans that back in
You and
November,
I are as
December,
far
y'all gave up
apart
on
as
us.
heaven and earth in every
Y'all,
way.
it was y'all Laker fans that are crying, trade AD all year. AD's weak. Oh, AD's hurt again. It was y'all that was clamoring for all these moves and to rebuild and to get rid of guys. Come on, Laker fans. Y'all blow it to win. And now y'all riding high because LeBron James is doing well. So Laker fans, y'all biggest haters. Laker fans be thinking that Ticket TV and Too Raw and Mookie and all these people are y'all haters. No, Laker fans, y'all are y'all biggest haters. Y'all were the ones that spent all year talking about Darvin Ham is trash. He don't know how to sub players. Like substitutions is what wins and loses games. Like it was this, like y'all be looking like when Russell Westbrook was there and a ton of guys were injured. Like you guys could really give me a substitution pattern that would have made that team better, even with all the injuries. Come on. And then we have people like Jamel Casino, one of the haters who came in. So you had a ton of people that came in, just making bets with everybody, and then they running high when the Lakers win. You know, a lot of people call Darvin Ham trash, but if you look at what Darvin Ham had to work with, why would you call him trash? Darvin Ham had nothing to do with injuries. He had nothing to do with LeBron James getting hurt. He had nothing to do with Russell Westbrook still being on the roster. But what he had to do was he had to make the best of whatever he had at any given moment. He made the best of what he had. And when Rob Pelinka and those guys decided to make a move, and when he actually got the defensive pieces that he needed, he said, all right, now we can really get to work. But, I mean, you have to even admit that even going into the last game of the regular season, even in the play-in game, the Lakers still hadn't played the level of basketball that we're seeing now. They were still making a lot of undisciplined turnovers and all types of crazy stuff. Now, Darvin Ham, who is this supposedly trash coach, has become the second coach in Laker history
as a rookie coach to get his team to the Western Conference Finals. This trash coach in his first year has gotten his team to the Western Conference Finals with one of the worst rosters that y'all said. Yeah, people claiming that there's a script and all this. Come on, man, stop it. All right, y'all. Look, man, I'm gonna go ahead and drop the link, man. We're gonna come up here and cook about this, man. I want y'all thoughts on the entire NBA playoffs. What are y'all thoughts, man? Did anybody choke, man? And I also want to talk about the Lakers versus Denver, man. What do the Lakers got to do to beat the Denver Nuggets? All right. I mean, they've seen this recipe before. They've seen this team before.
You're a failure as a ninja.
In the playoffs, in the bubble. What's the recipe to beat them this year? They have a little bit more length and size. They probably have slightly better shooting. How do they contain Jamal Murray? I think the Lakers struggle with these hand dynamic guards on the perimeter, guards who can kind of score out of nothing. They struggle with those types of players. So how do they contain that? And then how do they? What are they going to do? What is their option? Nobody this year has figured out how to defend Jokic. Okay, do you turn him into a scorer? Do you turn him into a playmaker? Do you just try to shut him down, do a little bit of both? Do you double him? I don't think anybody has had a really successful strategy at guarding Jokic this year. The Lakers have the tools to do it, but a guy like Jokic, you're going to need a ton of discipline. And the one thing that the Lakers have been doing, and you can hear Darvin Ham emphasize this in the huddles, is playing disciplined basketball. Here, I'm getting the link ready. I'm about to drop it in the chat.
You're a failure as a ninja.
There we go, right there. Link is in the chat, man. Make sure y'all pull up. If you can't pull up, if you want to stay in the chat, man, and chop it up, make sure while you're in the chat, man, you use the Cash App support your channel, man. $FYF Sports, man. Let's get that. YouTube is killing us with this monetization on the lives, man. So make sure y'all support the streams, man. Appreciate everybody watching. I see you guys over on Reddit, man. Reddit. Hey, look, y'all about to make me move completely over to other platforms like Reddit. We did a live yesterday. All I did was put an embedded video over on Reddit, man, and the Cash App, and their fools went crazy donating and supporting because they really don't get that much over there on them other platforms, man. They really outdoing everybody on YouTube. Man. We got to step our game. But salute, definitely appreciate everybody on Reddit, on Blogger, on Newsbreak, all participating, watching the video from the embedded feed. Oh, we got Go James in here. Go James, what's good, man? What you got on this?
Hey, man, all I gotta say is, at some point we just got to watch it, man. I mean, at some point, kind of reminds me of, I don't like doing cross-sport references, but, for a long time, people really hated on Brady, right? But at some point, a lot of the haters, they just sat back and like, man, I just gotta appreciate what I'm watching. At some point, these haters just gotta appreciate what they watch.
I agree. 100% agree right there. I mean, but like I said, I think that's what makes it sweeter this year. I think what makes it sweeter this year is that there was so much hate. And to see the Lakers come out of this smoke as one of the last teams standing, it's crazy. It's crazy. And it's not but they did it against some really good teams. Really good teams, and then they took out Steph Curry. You've been riding this wave. Ebbs and flows, the ups and downs. Serious now. We're gonna talk about ball y'all Lakers fans. How do you feel about where y'all are this season? I feel great, man. I mean,
all set.
Like you said, you show pretty much like every game.
No way.
I really like seeing primary loaded. Really,
no way.
Yeah, I got here I come. I'll help.
You got it. It's
when the trade deadline happened, all those people got it. A lot of people thought the trade deadline. A lot of people thought
Leave this to me.
a lot of people thought Dallas, Kyrie, they made moves, but really, truly, the Lakers had that trade deadline. So I knew once the trade deadline, once they got the pieces on that
There's the kind of thing these days, like,
Follow me.
like you can have the superstar, but the more depth you have, the higher chances bigger you these days.
Follow me. So my turn's over.
we got DJ here. DJ, what's good? What you got on the list? It's crazy. Actually, I was watching Reginald yesterday, and he said stuff like, they could gave you a blueprint for beating the Warriors. Like, people have been, for the last 6 years, people have been trying to out-beat the Warriors. You don't have to play. You don't have to play. You don't have to. So what do you do against a team like that? You be physical, you be aggressive, and take them to the paint. You don't play this. That's exactly what people, they're talking about, oh, the free throws, like, so if you want them to rebuild a one-shooting team with free throws, like, you obviously never played basketball before. These put out the tape. They started him as far as guarding goes. The criticism that he got earlier, but at the same time, like, since the trade deadline, he's done a good job. Give credit is due. He made some adjustments. He put Dennis Schroeder in the starting lineup, paid dividends. So, as far as the Denver matchup goes, LeBron, he's already seen the team. He's already known. I'm taking the Lakers in 6 in that one. I think you turn Jokic into a scorer, like, because you don't want to let him pass. Let him tire himself out. If he's scoring 40, 50, that means the other guy will be But me personally, I would turn him into a scorer. I wouldn't double him. I mean, that's my take. Yeah. They're going to have to step past him. Anybody can put it like the best defense in the league right now. We got Killer Shit done.
Hey, I think like this kind of puts that this from perspective. Like back in 2018, when we were saying, a lot of people were saying that Boogie and AD Pelicans could have given Warriors run for money. This kind of puts some credibility in that day. And yeah, for the Denver matchup, I think you have to work on the defensive side too for AD. Like, guarding AD is different beast than guarding someone like DeAndre Ayton.
Behold my power.
Yeah, that's right.
Think of me from here, will ya?
You could really have that goal against another big that's that goal right back. And so, exactly now, AD can focus. And even if they don't put no support in the team, AD's going to operate in that territory. Occupying. I think this strategy, the Lakers are not really going to change much. I think the strategy is going to be anybody that comes through real is going to get attacked. They're going to get well defended. You're going to go for blocks. You're going to have to score through them. And I think they're going to toe the line, just like they did this series. Defensively, they're going to play physical. They're going to toe the line between making the rest. They're going to let a whole bunch of stuff go. And while on the other end, they can attack the rim, and they're not just going to be out there jumping up three-pointer after three-pointer after three-pointer. Just like the Warriors do.
I'm serious now.
Their demise was yards to bury. I mean, it was straight out. They had another game where at halftime they were 5 20 from the three-point line. They're disaster starters to have.
Take it from here, will ya?
Can't beat anybody. And so I knew they was going to win at halftime. They were going to lose. And then that trade continued deep into the third quarter where it started to turn into a blowout. So Denver,
I'm confident that I won't lose. Especially now that I have people who love me and